And we're live here at LindaPaige. It is our penultimate workshop of the year called Formula X, something quite different to what we've been doing all year round. We're going to take a couple of minutes as usual just to warm up, let everyone get online, let everyone get organized. If we haven't met yet, my name is LindaPaige. I'm the founder and managing director of LindaPaige. And tonight we're going to be talking about something quite different. So let me know if you're online. Rebecca, hi. Christina, hello. Jennifer Fenton, good to see you. Thank you for all your comments and your feedback and your questions lately. Wendy White, so good to see you online as well. Tonight we're going to be talking about something called Formula X, which is actually totally different than what we've done all year. We're going to be talking about how to dress up from the inside. Hi Wendy, thank you. Hey Renee, good to see you online. Belinda Pierce, so good to see you at Creating a Dynasty, my friend. You are looking beautiful, looking more and more gorgeous every time I see you. Iona, hi, and Rebecca Rozek. Thank you, Rebecca, for always being online and having something very positive to say all the time. It's great to be surrounded by positive, uplifting women and new friends. I'm blessed to be surrounded by people like you who are edifying and uplifting and encouraging and supporting, and that's actually the whole heart of LindaPaige. We've been on a somewhat whirlwind international trip. We went from London to Canada to Texas to London to Germany and just got back to London, back home here in the UK last night. So a really intense trip, but really, really good on all fronts. Hi Veronique, my friend in South Africa, so good to see you online again. Really hope that you are still in the Total Beauty Challenge because I love seeing your posts. Hi Tana, good to see you online as well. So we're going to get going, and folks, if you have, as usual, any questions or any questions that I can get to during our workshop, then I'm going to do that as I can. But if not, then if we have a couple of minutes at the end, then I'm going to do what I can to answer your questions. I may, if you're still on it till the end, I may give you a sneak peek at our recent photo shoot in Austin, Texas, which was just absolutely, oh my gosh. I may be exhausted right now from a huge international trip, but it just brings me alive to start looking at the photos that we've got coming in from the awesome and beautiful Hannah Ruth, who was the photographer for our event. Hi Michelle Gatt, so good to meet you. Recently Michelle was one of the key members on the beauty team, rallied up by Xtina Harmsworth of XMH Beauty. If you don't know who they are by now, then stay tuned. What I can remind you toward the end of the conversation, how you can still get in on some serious action with XMH Beauty. All right, so we're going to get straight into it, folks. We're going to get into Formula X and what it is and what on earth it's got to do with us here at LindaPaige. We launched in May 2016, and it's been an absolute whirlwind. Hi Serena, so good to see you. Gosh, you have got to, when you see the photos that we took of you at the photo shoot in Texas, you're going to be blown away. You need to be praying into what that might mean for you. I mean, you're just such a natural beauty on camera. The camera just like feasts on you. So back to the point. We launched in May 2016, and I have just been beyond blessed to be surrounded by the most incredible, beautiful, influential, experienced, professional women and men. But my heart and my aim right now is to work with men. Hello Magda, my beautiful, precious friend from London. Welcome. And so I'm going to share something with you that has been working for me. I'm not going to teach or coach you on it because I don't have the expertise, but I've been getting a lot of questions around what I'm doing on a daily basis to produce the fruit that is blossoming in my life. And make no mistake, this ain't no perfection parade. If that's what you're looking for, you're in the wrong place. Here we are raw, we are real, we're from the inside out, and it's about just getting up, dressing up, and living up to the calling on our lives and what that looks like. Hi Laura, hi Anne, Seraph, so good to see you online, Anne. All right, so we're going to get straight into it, folks. So If you've been with us here at LindaPaige throughout the year, then you'll know that I often speak about beauty being an inside job. And if you have missed a lot of our webinars and our workshops, then do get over to our YouTube account, LindaPaige on YouTube. We have most of our recorded workshops are there available for you. We've had the Fabulous Full-Time Mom 3-part series. We've had wardrobe webinars. We've had competitions. We've had all kinds of things that we've been doing throughout the year just to assess what it is that you need, what it is that we can do for you, and how I can actually work with you one-on-one, as well as help you to become the style guru in your life. But I really believe that beauty is an inside job, because I know what it's like to dress up on the outside and just feel awful on the inside. I know that wardrobe can be a suit of armor as well, but it actually feels authentic, and it really has an impact when you work it from the inside out. And so that's what this is about tonight, is something actually completely different. And we're just going to get straight into that. Hi, Andrea Whitfield, so good to see you online. Loving your posts, my friend. All right, so at the heart of LindaPaige, I thought about how do I summarize what this is, and how and what the relevance is, and how it's all connected. There are 3 primary goals at the heart of LindaPaige, which really is where fashion and freedom collide. And we're putting fashion and beauty to work. We're putting purpose behind our purchase. We've got a lot of things on the go in terms of what it looks like for you individually to get up, dress up, and live up to the calling on your life. So the very first of those goals is to reach individual women like this gorgeous woman in front of you, Melissa Sykes. Melissa was my very first client way back in April, May, just before we launched. And she lives in Florida. This is a beautiful, beautiful full-time mom who, when she became a mom, kind of lost herself in her new role, in her new duties, in her day-to-day environment, which actually can be very demanding. If you have children, if you are a guardian of any children, or any kind of overseer of children, then you know that your time becomes a lot more challenging. And then suddenly, day in and day out, month in and month out, you forget kind of how to look good and how to create a routine for yourself, caring so much for others. And so Melissa is someone I had the privilege and pleasure of working with way back earlier this year when we just launched. So one of the primary goals here at LindaPaige is for me to help you to become the style guru in your life, to take you from where you are right now. It doesn't matter what that looks like. You may be someone who's really well dressed, very confident, bold, and beautiful, but there is always, my coach tells me, that which you think you're good at, you will never master. And that was such a good thing to hear a few years ago. So even if you're already good at dressing up and using your wardrobe as a powerful communication, which it is, wardrobe is a massively powerful communication tool, you can still learn something. We can all learn from one another. I'm learning all the time. As I travel the world, I've just did Canada is my 26th country, and airports are like runways for me. I just sit back and I just watch and I get inspired, and so we can always learn. But my heart really is to take that individual woman, whether you're a full-time mom, whether you're someone who spends her time in the boardroom, whether you're someone who is in scrubs all day working in a medical environment, is to help you to find your personal style. And there is a way to do it. It's actually a toolkit. And if you're prepared to invest the time, the money, and the effort, then you really can become a style guru. You really can become that confident dresser. And the whole point is for you to influence people around you and to shine so that you can help others shine. Because we are called to be a light on a hill. Okay, so hi Mary Howard, gorgeous, gorgeous Mary from Texas. There is something about Mary, as my friend Heather in South Africa says. Okay, so here is an example of Melissa Sykes. When she first came to me, we started working together. Beautiful girl, but just really worn out from her environment. And within 2 months, she went from a complete, look at her before and after picture. There are so many. Go to www.lindapaige.com, that's P-A-I-G, and you will see many inspirational before and after stories just like Melissa. Here's my beautiful friend Lorna, who lives in London. Lorna's got that gorgeous chocolate skin, beautiful big smile, but just didn't know how to go about wearing more color. This girl wears color beautifully. My beautiful friend Rachel Alda, I don't know if you're online right now, Rachel, you normally are. Rachel lives up here in York in the UK, not too far from me actually. And she is someone who didn't just not make time for herself. She was actually indirectly taught and groomed and trained in her church environment, which has been most of her life, that beauty is evil and beauty is a bad thing and beauty is selfish. And so we've covered all of that. Go and check out our YouTube account if you want to watch that webinar about why beauty is not evil, and that actually beauty has a purpose. You only have to go to the Bible to see Esther, Rebecca, all the beautiful women actually made by their God and with a purpose. So Rachel has gone from zero to hero in a few months, and my heart is to reach women like this who kind of have been taught one thing that actually it's pretty far from the truth. So she's a dedicated homeschooling mother of 3. She does part-time bookkeeping, and this is a beautiful woman who is finding time for herself and finding that is actually having an influence on her environment around her. Crystal Hilker, many of you know Crystal. She is our awesome marketing assistant. This girl is beautiful, but look at how she used to dress compared to how she dresses now. She's got a servant-hearted attitude in life. She's beautiful. She's got the fun factor. And sometimes if you have a slightly more shy or slightly more reserved character like Crystal, and I'm talking about before you get to know her, if you get to know her, she's a lot more open. But Crystal is someone who does not see what I see when I look at her, what other people see. She's beautiful. And I'm very grateful that she has been open and teachable to me. I got this girl landed on my doorstep and like, oh, this is going to be so much fun. So she was open to going shopping and to coming up with a fun budget and to really working out a plan for going from where she was to where she is now. Another example, beautiful friend and client of mine, Giovanna Owen, who also lives in the USA. And there is a very special story behind this girl. She has a very, very powerful adoption story that you will be able to read in our upcoming style storybook, which is going to be launched in 2017. So look out for Giovanna Owen's story. This is actually a bold and beautiful personality, but you would never say so based on how she used to dress. In fact, I used to think that she was the opposite personality until I got to know her. And it's amazing what wardrobe can do, because I fully believe that the way we were designed is directly and intimately connected to how we like to dress. And there's so much evidence surrounding that. Here's beautiful Lynn Reynolds. Lynn is someone who is leading the way for older women. She's by no means old, but she's not 20 or 30 anymore. And she decided when she got with us and she started working with me here at LindaPaige that actually she's got a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of opportunity to get up and dress up, and she has started doing it. Lynn is blowing us away. Another beautiful woman in her 60s, that happens to be my gorgeous mom, someone who was not naturally confident, but has now found her style and is now playing around with wardrobe and actually is putting her best foot forward and has a massive impact on her environment wherever she goes. Here's Dana Grant, gorgeous young mom based also in the USA. Dana found herself going from similar to Melissa, from pretty well dressed and pretty confident to when she became a mom, she just stopped making time for herself. And I know what that's like. You know, I've been mostly in the corporate world for about 24, almost 25 years. And 2 years ago, I was promoted to full-time mom. And I found myself in a whole different environment. I went from the boardroom to the kitchen, not knowing what the heck to do and where to start and how to motivate these little people on a full day basis. And I know what it's like to suddenly lose time for yourself. Whereas going to the office, you know, why do we do that? We get up and we get dressed up and put our best foot forward for the office and for strangers and for clients. And then when we come home, we get sloppy, and that's not okay. And if you spend time with us, then you will know that what we say here at LindaPaige, we advocate that beauty is an inside job, and that it's not about us, that it's actually about others. But God says to love Him and love His people. And I've been very open here at LindaPaige that is my heart, that is who made me, that is what this business actually is about. And I'll share a little bit more about LindaPaige a little bit later. But He says love me and love His people, and I am His people. You are His people. So we really need to love ourselves and to make time for ourselves so that we can put our best foot forward and love others better. So Dana has had an absolutely powerful transformation. This woman understands what it is to be a role model to her 2 young children, and for them to see what a full-time mom looks like, because this is a presidential position. So we need to look the part as well. So my heart really, as a first step, is to remind women that you were born as royalty, that you actually were born perfectly. You were fearfully and wonderfully made. You were made beautiful, male or female. You're beautiful because He made you. He made us. And so it doesn't matter who you are or where you are in life right now. It doesn't matter if you've gained 100 pounds or if you're underweight or if you are tired or if you're working or if you're not. It doesn't matter where you are. Like my coach says, it matters where you're going. And so my heart is to use wardrobe to remind men and women, starting with women first, that you are beautiful, that you are special, and that actually you should make time for you because you are valuable, you have value. And when we do that, it's not all about ourselves, but it includes us as well. So, and finally, as part of that, there has got to be something fabulous in your wardrobe. There really is time for fun. We get one life, we get one shot, there's one stage, there's no rehearsal. And so there's actually the 33 item capsule wardrobe that we put together recently that is going to be in the style storybook coming out, the lookbook next year. Red is an accessory as far as I'm concerned. Red is a powerful color, and there is so much to be said for how a dash of red, whether it's on the lips or the shoes or a beautiful red dress, can just really pep you up, can just really, if you start your Sunday planning your wardrobe for the week like you do ahead, maybe you plan your meals, people plan their work schedule, so why not plan your wardrobe? And you can make Monday a seriously fun day by adding a dash of red and doing something different. So my second goal here at LindaPaige is you're in the fashion business whether you like it or not, and wardrobe is a relationship builder. I don't know if you're aware of that, but you only have to sit back and start observing people who actually use wardrobe in a very positive way. There is so much psychology and psychological science, environmental research studies out there. We've covered this a couple of workshops ago. Again, it's on our YouTube account. Enclothed cognition, all kinds of studies coming about the power of wardrobe, what the color red does versus what the color blue does to us. How women, there's a very interesting study how women who sat through a math test, adult women, grown women, who sat through a math test fully clothed in the clothes of their choice, and then redid the math test, the same math test, sitting in their swimsuits. We call it a costume. You call it a swimsuit, a bathing suit. And many of them failed because of their sudden consciousness of who they were and how they looked in a bathing suit. There's so much powerful evidence out there, but wardrobe is a relationship builder. And if you use it to your advantage and to the advantage of those around you, then you really can become an influencer. You really can become a major and powerful connector in the world. And that's what it is wardrobe is so, so powerful. We talk about fashion, but fashion and style are two different things. Fashion really is what happens out there on a seasonal basis on the catwalks and at the fashion shows in New York and London and Paris and everywhere else. And fashion is a wonderful tool that should inspire you to learn how to develop your own style. So make sure that you're not falling prey and becoming a fashion victim on a regular basis and not buying the latest it bag. And I'm not an advocate for brand shopping at all. If you happen to like a certain brand, then sure, that's fine. But it has to be about you finding your personal style, because nobody has your DNA. You are unique. Everything about you is unique, and so there is no one size fits all. That's why with so many image consultants and fashion and style gurus out there, men and women are still confused as to how to dress, how to go to their wardrobe every single day and open it and go, I know exactly what to wear today and tomorrow and for that function and that cocktail party, and that just doesn't happen. Most people go to their wardrobes frustrated, overspending, a closet full of clothes, and say, I have nothing to wear. And there's a reason for that. And so there is a way, but that's not for tonight. So it's really about dressing to connect. The second and primary goal here at LindaPaige is that we use wardrobe to connect. And you've heard me shout from the rooftops for many, many years, and especially for this year since we launched LindaPaige, that we use Gems, which is a DannyJohnson.com registered and trademarked product, as our style profile, because I have, of all the powerful profiles out there, this is the most powerful tool that we use as a style profile, because it's so simple and it's so absolutely accurate. And not only can you learn how to identify your own personal style, but you can actually learn how to dress in somebody else's style to connect with someone at the office or or at a function or in your home environment. It actually is a major communication tool. So This is one of my favorite sayings. Matthew Arnold, who says, if ever there comes a time when the women of the world come together purely and simply for the benefit of mankind, it will be a force such as the world has never known. So it is a major goal of mine to bring women and men all over the world together through wardrobe. And then number 3, as a third goal, is really to put fashion to work for the poor. And how that works is very, very simple. This was, I found some old photos from a few years ago, and this was probably, I think, around about 2011, 2012. I just want to show you how regular people can actually make a difference. This is a beautiful friend of mine, Genevieve, who lives here in London, and before I even knew what I was doing, before I even got with my coach, before I actually even found full direction in my life, I really wanted to start using fashion for the greater good. You know, having a passion for fashion just wasn't enough for me. I always was looking for direction. How can I put it to really good use? And so we put on a few fashion shows and a few fashion auctions in London. And it's incredible how women will come together and just want to do good, and with a little bit of direction will actually pull together. And like my coach says, it takes a team to achieve the dream. So we have a massive heart here to fight human trafficking. There is a child that is trafficked every 30 seconds. As we speak throughout this workshop, every 30 seconds, a child is trafficked into sex slavery and human trafficking. And that is, it's the fastest growing crime in the world. And I only discovered this crime in 2011 when my very good friend Tyrone Curran invited me to a fashion auction in London. After a full weekend at London Fashion Weekend, I'm like, oh yeah, I can do another full day of fashion, no problem. And for the first time in 2011, September 2011, I heard about human trafficking, and I just knew right there and then that that was what I was going to do with this. I didn't realize on what scale or how, and it's becoming more and more evident right now, but we're going to put fashion to work for the poor, for the sex slaves, for the extreme poor, for the sick, for the elderly, for the orphan, for the widow. That's what we're doing here at LindaPaige. So I really believe that regular people like you and me can change the world. I absolutely believe that. We do not have to be anyone special or famous. We are unique in ourselves, but when we get together, these are regular women. There's only, I don't know, I wonder if you can tell which of these 3 is not a model. There's people that have come out of the woodwork that just have hearts to do something good. Most of these people are friends of mine. Most of them are associates or acquaintances or friends of friends. You put together a professional event and people just want to come together and help and do something good. So here at LindaPaige, the good news is that 90% of all the profit that we make as of May 2017, which is when we go commercial, because I made a commitment to work for free for the first year. I took my business coach's advice and I decided that I'm going to work for free for a while, just to really build a very intentional following, really to work with like-minded men and women. I think it's easy to work with a lot of people who maybe have some common ground, but I've been very prayerful and very careful and very intentional about very specific people that I want to work with, and I've been blessed that those kind of people have come forward to work with me, to come alongside me, to build a team as we go out there. So 90% of all profit of LindaPaige as of May 2017, when we go commercial, is going straight to a company called King's Ransom, which is the only charity that I know of where 100% of my money goes straight to the needy. There's no admin cost, there's no travel cost, there's no fancy flights for the team that needs to get out to Africa. They have a corporate sponsor, and so I know that 100% of my money is sown to where it needs to be sown to. So 90% of the profit here on LindaPaige goes to King's Ransom. So if you want to look good and do good, then let me dress you up here. Let me work with you. When our style storybook comes out in 2017, when you buy that book, maybe you'll buy 2 as a gift, then 90% of that goes straight to an organization called King's Ransom, which is kingsransom.org. Go and check them out. This is an amazing, powerful company with a heart that I've never come across before. They are going all over the world, building orphanages, feeding and clothing people, but setting them up as well to learn how to do their own business, to be sustainable, and how to take their own lives and go forward and just build something with their own hands and their own families. And they're doing amazing work. So that's where the money's going. So back to Formula X. What is it? Well, I've been sharing quite a few times over the last year, more intentionally, and on our website, that there is something there are 3 people in my life actually who have had a profound impact on me over the years, over the past, from 16 years ago right down to 3 years ago, and then right down to a year ago. And I actually have my friend Richard Morton, who lives in London in the UK, to thank for out of those 3 women, because he's the one who dragged my butt to one of the events that got me here, and then he's the other one who, the same person who introduced me to the second person. So I'm blown away that I have someone in my life who I ordinarily was not actually friends with, but through him caring enough, and through him not just living for himself and being selfish, but chasing me down, hunting me down until I said yes, he got me onto something. And so what it is dressing up from the inside, which is something I talk about a lot. And it looks like this. This is actually a photo of a coffee shop, one of my favorite coffee shops here in York in the UK. This is at Vanguard Shopping Centre. I'm assuming I found this online. I'm assuming that was their launch day. It is kind of like a really zhuzh, nice, great little shopping area. It's got very cleverly a coffee shop right next to Next, which is a massive in-store and online directory. I go for some of my very basic clothing from time to time for kids as well. Next is well known for some very well priced and good quality, very decent items. But it was actually while I was sitting at that coffee shop much earlier in the year, probably end of last year, beginning of this year. And I kind of sat down and I thought, like, what is it if I had to just, because I'm not one of those naturally organized people, and I wanted to put something in front of me that was just a 3-step process or a 4 bullet point thing, just to help me to focus every day on what do I need to do every day to keep this going, to keep this forward momentum, and so I put this thing together, and I've been sharing it, and I've been getting lots and lots of questions about who these people are and how do they work with them. And so I'm not here to teach you anything. I'm just here to direct traffic to who these people are, because that's where I go. So Formula X is really a 3-woman recipe. And it starts with this. I was sitting at that coffee shop and I was just praying, and I got from God Matthew 22:37 that says, "You shall love your God, your Elohim, with all your heart, all your being, and all your mind." Now, depending on which version of the Bible you read, we use the Scriptures, which is the Institute of Scriptural Research. But this one is probably the most common one, the most well-known one, with all your being and all your mind. And it was with that I realized that actually this is what I'm doing. That with all your heart, all your being, and all your mind, I was blown away that the 3 women in my life actually cover these 3 areas. It shocked me, because over a cup of coffee, which I've given up again, and I'm going to keep giving it up until I haven't given it up, but sitting there in the corner in my beautiful little coffee shop, I had a moment and I realized this is actually a 3-step plan, and I put it together for myself. It was so good, and so many people were asking questions. This is what it is. So if we are to love our God with all our heart and all our being and all our mind, if that is the blueprint, what does it look like? How do we do that? And so for me, everything is about the heart. For me, the people that I work with, I look at their motivation. I look at what they're after. I look at who they are. I look at how they treat. For me, everything is about the heart. Always has been. All the good stuff and all the bad stuff actually comes out of here. And so our hearts contain everything. Our past and our present. It's about love, children, our marriage, our passions, our whole future is what's in our heart. Our health, money is here. Our dreams are locked up in our hearts. Dreams that need a vision that needs a plan, and a plan that require skills, very specific skills. And so enter Danny Johnson at number 1, which is love the Lord your God with all your heart. Danny Johnson happens to be my coach and mentor, and I met her almost 4 years ago, actually, thanks to my friend that I mentioned, Richard Morton in London. So it was May 2012. And I was 4 years ago, and I was about to turn 40, about to celebrate my 10th anniversary, my second marriage, and we were embezzled, and we lost our second business, and the whole house of cards came tumbling down. And Richard had been chasing me down for 13 months to attend this business seminar that I just kept on saying to him, "Dude, I don't have time for it. I'm so happy that it's worked out for you, but I don't have time for that." I literally said to him, and he remembers the words, "I'm too busy fighting fires. My life was a mess. My life was a wreck." I remember a guy saying to me at church a few years ago, he said, "Linda, you're like an unguided missile. You know, you're just all over the place. And I said, well, I choose to see the upside of that. You know how powerful a missile is? Now all I need to do is just find direction. And boy, did I find direction, thanks to my friend Richard. I eventually attended an event called First Steps to Success in February 2013 in London. And that was the turning point of my whole life. Prior to attending First Steps to Success, I was, my marriage was just ugly. It was a toxic wasteland. It is not by any means perfect today, but boy, we're on a much stronger, much better place today, and we're going from strength to strength. I was a guilty, absent mom. I was a totally burnt out businesswoman. We were drowning under over $260,000 in debt, and my life was a wreck. I was a total shopaholic. Everything was just out of control. Since plugging into DannyJohnson.com, who put on the event First Steps to Success, we have paid off $260,000. We are debt-free. That happened in just over 2.5 years, by the way, when we eventually got serious and decided, hey, this stuff works. We are debt-free. Our marriage was moved from contract to covenant. We're learning what it is to fight for unity and to stand for one another and to be together and to spend time together. I was promoted to full-time mom, which is one of the biggest blessings of my life, and I have learned the secrets of time. Everything has changed. My business, LindaPaige, was launched as a result of getting with Danny Johnson, who is now my mentor and my coach for almost 4 years. So why she comes in for me at the heart is because she stands for something very, very powerful. And that's Deuteronomy 4:2, which is the blueprint for life, where God says, do not add to or take away from the commands that I've given you. Basically, that is the blueprint for life. And she teaches what she really beautifully calls the best success book ever written, which is the Bible. But you don't get there and get a preaching on the Bible. You get basically business, finance, and relationship coaching, which is what we went for. We went for business coaching, how to make more money. Absurd, after we made 750, what was it, pounds or dollars? 750,000 pounds. So that's like just over $1 million 1 year. We knew how to make money, but boy, did we know how to lose it, and we did not know how to grow it. So we went to this event, and it, for 4 years, has been teaching us business, finance, and relationship coaching that has changed our lives. And the reason that we keep going back is the fruit is just so good. When we go back and we keep applying and we stay plugged, it's become a way of life for us. It's an absolute lifeline. So I give my God all the glory for where we are today, and like we're supposed to do, I honor Danny Johnson for actually responding to his call to help people like my husband and I to actually just to get direction and just to take that helping hand and to get back out on our feet and start living the life that we're called to live. There are so many amazing DannyJohnson.com products. We're not going to spend time on that today. That's in many of the other workshops, and we will continue speaking about that because that's the very foundation to how we do business here is restoring honor and integrity to the marketplace through fashion, through business, through relationship, through wardrobe. But my top Danny Johnson products I cannot live without is War on Debt. This is a $99 product that resulted in us being debt-free, paying off $260,000 cash. This was not anything else. This was not assets. This was not mortgage. Cash. $260,000 in cash we paid off in just over 2.5 years. War on Debt is not just for people who are in debt either. If you have no debt, this still generates a lifestyle and a mindset that helps us to be faithful with the little things. And so that's my one favorite product. Number 2 is Time Secrets. Gosh, if you're anything like me, then time management does not come naturally to you, then this is an absolute lifesaver. I was never one for taking pen to paper or keeping a schedule, or I had my own to-do list kind of way of doing things, always on the back foot, flying high or crashing and burning low, and it's just not a lifestyle that is productive at all. And in fact, for me, when I got to age 44 this year, my body said, okay, I'm done. I'm absolutely done. I'm not living at this pace anymore without some consequences. And so this is the year for me to get my ducks in a row. So Time Secrets, so powerful. Gems, which is the first product I encountered with Danny Johnson about 4 years ago. It changed my life, absolutely changed my life. I had a life-changing experience with this one product, which is all about understanding who we are, our original design, and what that is, what that means, because our design is connected to our destiny, it's connected to everything that God has planned for us. And that helps in marriage, it helps in parenting, it helps everything. And talking about parenting, my fourth I cannot do without is grooming the next generation for success. This has made me a better mom on every single level. Grooming the next generation for success is for every single parent, guardian, supervisor, teacher, person out there who has any kind of overseeing responsibility over children, young and old. So I cannot highly recommend enough that you go to DannyJohnson.com. We'll be wrapping up at the end of this, but this is my absolute primary toolkit. There are lots of other products we use of hers, but these four I cannot do without these four on a daily basis. So that's with all your heart. If you do just this, and I'll show you what that is, once a day, DannyJohnson.com, and there's something that I'll show you how you can do, then I'm telling you now, it's going to build a foundation. It's going to change your mind. It's going to change how you think. It's going to change what's in your heart, and your life will change. So that's number one. Number two, with all your being. So that being your body. So what does that look like? Enter Marianne Shearer, who is my mentor and my inspiration in all areas of food and nutrition. I actually met Marianne about 16, almost 17 years ago in South Africa. My boyfriend at the time sent me to a health farm as a gift, but I think it was his way of saying you need to shape up a little bit. He was a very athletic and competitive sportsman, and I think that he was sending me a message, and he was probably right to do so. And it was a blessing because I met Marianne, so I'm there in my robe at this beautiful health farm in South Africa called Hoogland. If ever you are in South Africa looking for a health farm, Hoogland Health Hydro is just one of the best in the world. People from all over the world go there. I have met people there who have been cured of diabetes, heart disease, cancer, all kinds of ailments, just riddled with illness and disease. And there is a way that they advocate life and lifestyle, and food and stress and everything else is very much part of that. So I'm sitting in this auditorium and I'm wrapped in my robe and about to go and have my massage and do some water aerobics and all the stuff that I had never made time for before. And this woman starts talking about protein and about dairy and about meat and about carbohydrates and about calcium, and everything that she is saying is the opposite of what I believe. Everything that she says is just, I've never heard it, and I've thought, this can't be. Like, I thought I was pretty clued up on stuff. But then I decided, okay, well, in my quiet, arrogant little way, almost 20 years ago, yeah, gosh, that was 17 years ago, I decided I was going to take everything that she said and apply it to myself and go and prove her wrong. So I went and bought all her stuff. I bought her CDs, I bought her tapes, and back then we were still using tapes, and I bought the whole thing called The Natural Way. If you know me, you've heard me talking about The Natural Way for 16 years. So I went and did that and decided I'm just going to go from zero to hero, and I'm going to show her this guru, this author, this global speaker, this that she's made a mistake. So I was that kind of person. And then I had the most profound experience. For 11 months, almost a whole year, my whole body changed. In 3 weeks, I went through such a massive detox. I didn't really know what was going on, but in her book she said, don't be surprised if the following things happen, because there's going to be a reaction. You've been feeding your body one way for a while, so I want you to expedite it. I want you to do it just a lot quicker and results faster. So I went from zero to hero. I went cold turkey and I just went vegan. And this is not necessarily what she advocates. She is a mom of 3 who, when her kids were little, she just was so sick and tired of going to the doctor back and forth with the kids having earache and nose and just blocked noses and throat, nose, throat issues and regular ailments that people think are normal. They actually are not normal. They're common. Doesn't make them normal. Doesn't make them right. And then she actually got with God and she said, you need to show me. You need to give me a way. And he did. And she discovered something called what she calls the natural way, which is something that actually had a radical impact on my life. So for that whole year, I followed her stuff to the letter. I have never slept better. I have never concentrated better. I have never performed and exercised better. I have never felt emotionally stronger. Every single part of my physical and emotional being was just almost like I hit the reset button. And I was raised in South Africa on white bread and marmite was like my favorite meal, and no fruit, no water, just because my mom wasn't trained well, and so she didn't know any better. And so I grew up mainly eating bread, and I was force-fed vegetables by someone, and I decided, so I had no vegetables when I was an adult. I did not touch any veg whatsoever, had very, very little fruit, drank no water. I lived on Coca-Cola, I smoked, and ate a lot of pork and just chocolate and rubbish. I was fortunately not in bad shape because I was very fit and very, very sporty most of the time. But that obviously caused major digestive issues for me. I mean, from when my earliest memory, I've had chronic digestive issues, tummy issues, major problems. I've had all kinds of embarrassing procedures in doctors' hospitals and doctors' offices just because I have not been able to digest this rock solid cement food going into my body. I had no clue. And so I studied her stuff. I read some of the China study. And Mary Ann's you got to read that by Dr. Colin T. Campbell. If you need the full detail, if you need the absolute detail behind everything, then the China study is one of the global Bibles on nutrition in the world. And that's every single nutrition expert agrees with that. But Mary Ann's book, which I'll show you in a minute, is so simple. I literally, if you're anything like me, I'm working on becoming a better reader. I read my first book cover to cover weeks ago, I think a month ago, and that was Vladimir and Alyssa's book called The Power of a Honeymoon Marriage. I had never finished a book cover to cover until then, and I'm very proud of myself for doing so. I don't care who thinks what, that I did it at the age of 44, I did it. But Mary Ann's, and I also kind of like skipped through hers, but only missed a few pages. But her book is so simple and so down to earth and so easy to understand that there wasn't this complex, oh my gosh, I'm going to change my lifestyle. Anyway, so Mary Ann is someone who has brought to every household, to every man, like my husband, her husband used to be an absolute carnivore and had similar health-related issues. My husband loves meat. We were raised in South Africa, so he was raised, chicken for him is a vegetable. But he even loves her stuff because the way that he eats now is very much the natural way. He still has a steak now and again, still loves his food, but he at least eats a lot of the good stuff. So Mary Ann is someone who I believe really understands that our bodies are not shells. And I don't know if you were taught that. I mean, I've heard that a lot in church, actually. Your body is just a shell, and it's all about the soul, and actually it's not. You know, it says in Corinthians that you are not your own. And, you know, we have spent a lot of time together, a lot of us this year, going through, talking and having conversations about our body and how we feel and how we look in the mirror. And we launched in April, in May, I Love My Body campaign, because we're out of time. We're out of time focusing negatively on ourselves and speaking death over ourselves, and actually indirectly and directly then teaching our children to look at their bodies with a critical eye and go like, oh, what's wrong with my body? And we've got 6, 7-year-old girls all over the world. I know that Veronique in South Africa shared recently that there's a report came out that 7-year-old little girls are feeling a high level of anxiety about their body image. Beautiful young little 7-year-old girls. So when it comes to our body, we launched this campaign called I Love My Body, and I can't tell you how powerful it's been. But I remember also my very good friend in Israel, Rav Natan Alexander, who recently did a post on the body and health inside and out, and how it is a holy temple for our soul. And in Mary Ann's words, she said, you know, godly food put into a godly body is going to produce godly results. I had the massive privilege and pleasure of meeting Mary Ann and her husband Mark and spending time with them. We were in Gordons Bay in South Africa recently in May on a business trip. She just is a down-to-earth woman. In fact, if any of you online right now were at Creating a Dynasty, let me know if anybody was there. Now in Austin, Texas, let me know if you were there. Peggy, I know that you were online. I know that you were there. My friend Magda, you were there. Do you remember the beautiful young girl with dark hair who went on stage? Gosh, was it the beginning? I don't know what day it was, day 1 or day 2. I think it was day 1. That was day 1. That was Marie Claire. Do you remember her? Yes. Kimberly, you were also there. Lynn, yes, you were there, my friend. This is Marie Claire's mom. How about that? This is Marie Claire's mom, that gorgeous girl. Oh my gosh, there's just something so amazing about her. When I met her, it was very brief when I met her in South Africa, but love her. And do you remember how she just impacted all of us? This is her mom. And Mary Ann and Mark are awesome, hardworking people, down-to-earth people, just so approachable. And there is actually, Mary Ann let me do a video interview of her because I wanted to share more of what I cannot teach what she does. I'm just pointing to her. But she gave me some time, a lot of time to do a video interview, and that's going to be on our website, LindaPaige.com, very soon. Check that out. It's just such a plain, beautiful, simple way of life. I know a lot of you are doing fitness programs from home. I just signed up recently, and I'm very excited to be working with someone gorgeous and amazing who's got results that are mind-blowing. And I'm in the worst shape of my life right now. That's the fact. And it's okay to say that because I'm about to get into the best shape of my life. But at 44, I'm at the worst shape of my life. I am up 2 dress sizes, and I'm still saying, I love my body. I love my body. Just like I speak life of my hair. I love my hair. It's growing. It's growing. I love my hair. It's very powerful what we say and what we speak over our bodies. I cannot recommend highly enough that if you're looking for a simple way to eat, that you go and check out The Natural Way. And I'll give you the details of the web address in a minute. So there are 2 books. There's Perfect Health, The Natural Way, and there is, if you have children, then Healthy Kids, The Natural Way. Such good, simple, very, very, very affordable, not expensive way to live. That is Mark and Mary Ann Shearer out of their Gordons Bay restaurant. If ever you are there, and that's just outside of Cape Town, you've got to go and visit them, check them out. Some of the best food in the world. That is also a view of the Daniel Academy. They have built this incredible school right there in Gordons Bay in South Africa. They've got a heart for teaching kids about leadership, about how to live off the land, about how to treat one another, about how to have relationship with one another from a young age. Such a good, wholesome foundation. So my son was even invited to go to that school a few days in the week that we were there. We were just blown away. So go and check them out. You'll be blown away. I love my body. We're about day 3, I think. We recently launched a 7-day, we're on day 2, a 7-day I Love My Body campaign again, saying it doesn't matter who you are, where you are, press reset, get in front of your mirror. I did that recently. Yes, put a bikini on, doesn't fit, so what? And I was like, I love my body, I love my body, because my body has done amazing things. My body has birthed 2 beautiful children. My body has literally split open in the second birth. I had to have 5 blood transfusions. I lost a lot of blood. I was ripped apart, and then I fell unconscious, and yeah, they almost lost me. My body has recovered in a period of time that doctors are like, they don't understand that. Your bodies run marathons. Your body regenerates itself every single morning. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Your body is beautiful, and you can speak your body beautiful. We've got lots more coming on that in the new year as well. So that's Mary Ann. Number 3 of the 3-step, love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your being, and all your mind, is enter Dr. Caroline Leaf, introduced to me by my awesome friend, once again, Richard, who seems to be very strategically placed in my life to kind of get me in the right direction, and I'm so grateful to him. Actually just had a conversation on the phone with him tonight. Dr. Caroline Leaf is a neuroscientist, also actually out of South Africa. So this is us in slow motion. We tend to speak very fast, so sometimes I need to remember to slow down. This is me tired, actually. When I get really excited, I pick up pace. But she speaks like at a whirlwind pace. And so when you get her stuff, if you have, a lot of you I know her stuff. This is a woman who is a neuroscientist who actually asked the question when she was in university, and she said, can the mind fix the brain? If the brain has had some kind of trauma or some kind of injury, and of course her professor said, no, that's impossible. But this is a woman of faith. And so she set out, and she felt in her instinct, and she felt in her spirit that it can. And so she set about doing this research of her own, and she has come up with the most profound and powerful practical program that will change your life. I've done it once, and I'm going to be doing it on a regular basis. Dr. Caroline Leaf is an author. She's a speaker. She has her own TV show, and she is, as I say, a neuroscientist. She's actually proving, her work is proving that science is only just catching up with God, and not the other way around. So we know that the battlefield is in the mind. I mean, there is so much evidence around us, whether you believe in the Bible or you live outside the Bible. There is so much evidence around that as a man thinketh, so is he. Henry Ford said, if you think you can or think you can't, you are right. And so what she has come up with is a 21-day powerful program. And she literally shows you, she takes you step by step, day by day. And she teaches you how to kill toxic thought patterns and how to replace them with new ones. If you know Danny Johnson, if you also have her as a business coach, if you know her material, then you'll know that she talks a lot about sprouts, about how we sow time into certain sprouts and how we must protect and nurture the new progress in our lives. And it's very much lines up with Dr. Caroline Leaf, who just says it literally takes 21 days, every day, 7 minutes a day. I've done this program. There's an online version and there is the book as well. I by far prefer the online version. There's less reading. But you can actually take a toxic thought, and this is where it comes into our lives as women, is we might still be hindered and hounded by past thoughts and past hurts and struggling through all kinds of fear of rejection and abandonment and fear of failure, all those kind of things. You know, recently at Creating a Dynasty at our spiritual equipping event, it was revealed to me that I had a fear of failure. Now, if you say fear of failure, I'm like, I don't have a fear of failure. Like I said to my husband, I don't care about, I'll start a business, I'll fail. I mean, I think failure is part of success. And he said, but you realize you're talking all about business. Everything you say is money and business. And then it hit me, is that I had a fear of failure until recently about, well, what if I fail as a mom? You know, what if I fail as a wife, like I did once before? And so all these toxic thoughts that are in our minds, Dr. Caroline Leaf has designed a program that if you just apply 7 minutes a day for 21 days, I was shocked at how a toxic thought like that black one at the top can actually be killed off, pulled out, and replaced with a beautiful new green thing. She actually is very practical as well, and she shows you that the memory, the whole kind of whatever she calls it, like the brain and the thought, like whatever it is actually like a tree. And so you can follow her. You don't have to be a neuroscientist to actually follow her. It's just it's so powerful. I cannot recommend highly enough that you go onto drleaf.com, and I'll give you her website, and go and get the 21-day brain detox. My beautiful friend Kerry Thulis, I don't know if she's online tonight. Laura Gardenman, you also love Dr. Caroline Leaf. That's awesome. Dana, you've also done it. That's amazing. And my friend Kerry also started, and she was just emailing me back saying, I cannot believe how powerful this thing is. So how does this fit into LindaPaige? How does it fit into our lives? How does this three-step thing work? Like I said, I am not the expert here. I'm just directing traffic. I've had lots of questions, so all I'm doing is showing this has got everything to do with it. How we love God and love other people with all our mind, all our heart, and all our being has everything to do with how we get up every day, and then how we dress up on the inside and the outside. So it impacts everything. It impacts fashion. It impacts future. It impacts our faith. It impacts our family and friends. It impacts our fitness and our health. It impacts our finances. Everything that we do and we speak and we think impacts every single area of our lives. It impacts the fun factor. I was thinking, like, what's the last thing I'm missing? And that fun factor was the last thing, because I'm somebody who needs to remember to have fun. And I'm going to be doing that in 2017. So as a summary, just follow directions. That's it. This is a summary to the three-step thing. All the questions I've been getting is like, I've given you those things. Just follow the recipe. Do one thing, and I'm going to give you what that is every day. And if you do that one thing every day, I'm telling you now, you're going to get results. I know that when I stop following, when I plug out by mistake, or when I get busy and I have excuses, almost immediately my life spins out of control. Almost immediately I feel the stress coming back in. And this is a recipe that works for me. So what now? Number one, go to DannyJohnson.com and find a book called First Steps to Success. It is the very, very basic thing that you can do. If you can get yourself to a live event, oh my gosh, if you've got any questions whatsoever, if you have seen my posts, if you have, just go to DannyJohnson.com and look at the stories and the lives that have been changed. I have an awesome friend. I'm so excited that my brother from another mother, Vane Knight, is coming. Vinny is coming going with my husband in January to First Steps to Success in Orlando, in Florida. Folks, you just got to get there. But if you cannot for some reason get there, then you've got to get the book First Steps to Success. This is what changed our lives under 4 years ago. Number two, go to maryanns.com. There's a hyphen there, www.maryanns.com, and sign up for her 100 Days to Health. It's completely free. There is so much. There's a font of information there. There is a wealth and a value, a vault full of knowledge and valuable health-related stuff. Just the expertise is overwhelming. But sign up to the 100 Days to Health if you want to take a gentle and wise and persistent and diligent approach to your health that you know is going to have longevity, that you know is going to produce results. And then finally,
go to drleaf.com and sign up. Find on Amazon or on her website the 21-day brain detox. It is so cheap. It's the online version, and it's honestly, it's so powerful. You will never ever look back. Never ever look back. And if you have decided to do that and you get the results, won't you share with us? Won't you feedback? Because what you decide to do, what you invest your time and your effort in, is directly connected to somebody in your life. And that's what we should be doing, is doing something for us, for our relationship with our God, and for our relationship with our family and our friends. And then our influence spreads, and it's a good thing, and it's a ripple effect. And I really know, I believe with all my heart that we can change the world. The evidence abounds. There's just evidence all around us that we can change the world. So it's basically, as they say here in Britain, keep calm and follow directions. It is that simple. It's a summary of those 3 things. Those are the 3 women. Danny Johnson, who is my coach and my mentor, she is the only woman that I actually submit my marriage, my business, my life, my parenting to on a daily basis, because I trust her, because she has the fruit that I want, and that's why I follow her. And Mary Ann Shearer, I have met her in person, beautiful woman, very approachable woman who is so honorable. Marie Claire, the beautiful Marie Claire's mom, and sign up to her free 100 Days to Health, and then Dr. Caroline Leaf, the 21-day brain detox. You cannot go wrong. 3 powerhouse women who, not by coincidence, share the same faith. So folks, we're wrapping up now. We've said this so many times before. We are called to be a light on a hill. You cannot shine if you blend in. So when it comes to fashion, when it comes to your wardrobe, someone's saying, Kimberly, you wrote it down wrong, or you've got the details, maryann.com. Thank you, Lynn, for that. Isabel, you're going to First Steps in Orlando. That's amazing. I'm missing everyone there, but my husband, Jan, will be there. Look out for him. So folks, it's about arise and shine. It's about getting up and dressing up. The style storybook, by the way, as we wrap up, please do remember we've got lots and lots of pre-orders come in, and I'm blown away because you don't even know what the price is yet. And I know that the price is going to be, in fact, I believe it's been given to me already. So there's going to be a pre-order price that you get if you pre-order the style storybook that's coming out in 2017, and there's going to be a full price that you get if you don't pre-order. Crystal at LindaPaige.com is who you pre-order with, or go to our Facebook page and find her there, or just email her, Crystal at LindaPaige.com. The style storybook, the London photo shoot is probably going to be happening, I would say, around end of March, early April, by the looks of things right now. I'm just blown away that there are 4 photographers who are keen to get involved. This is a charity photo shoot, so everyone that's been involved is giving up their time, their expertise, and their effort without being paid. And that's very rare for professionals to do that in the fashion and the beauty industries. This is something very special that's coming together, and I could not do this by myself. And he is, and it's amazing, and I actually feel relieved that for change I'm not in charge. I'm actually following him, because that has taken me a long time to learn to do, and boy, is it a better way to live. So the style storybook is there to pre-order. I wonder if you want a little sneak peek at some of the shots. Probably you're too busy right now, probably you must sign off, probably you've got some other things to do. I did put a little sneak peek on our Facebook page earlier on, but probably you don't have time to have a look at some of the beautiful photos that have come out. Like, I know you've got places to go, like you don't have another 2 minutes. You say, Kimberly, had a picture to show and ask you about my wardrobe. Anytime, Kimberly, send me an email, Linda@LindaPaige.com. I would love to come alongside you. But I'm going to give you a very quick sneak peek at some of the photographs. These are unedited, these are uncut, these are untouched by our photographer Hannah, who I'll tell you about. But let me just show you what regular people can do. Let me just show you. Hannah, this girl, I had to photograph. What do you do when the photographer is actually your model for your shoot as well? So I had to photograph her, and I mean, look, she makes me look like a professional photographer. This girl is gorgeous. She lives in Dallas, Texas. Her name is Hannah Ruth, HannahRuthPhotography.com. Please go and check her out, like her page, go and support her, go and encourage her. And if you live locally, I cannot recommend her highly enough. This is a 20-year-old. I think she's 20 or 21. She's 20. I prayed. We had other people who wanted to do the photography, and I got no. I got Hannah. So I went with Hannah. And what's very special about this girl is that as a professional, she was not territorial about her environment and her space and her pictures and her. it takes a lot of professional maturity for someone to allow me to come in. I've got the vision. We don't know each other. She met me. She came to say hi about 6 months ago at an event, and she said, I want to work with you. I'm like, oh. So I'm thinking, I don't know her. I don't know what she does, because we don't talk business when we go to those, to our coaching events. And so I thought, oh well. And I felt in my heart that we would do something together. But I'm thinking maybe 5 years time or 3 years time. And so not even 6 months later, I find out she's a photographer, and I'm praying, and then I see something on Facebook and she's a photographer, and so that's what happened. She got the fashion photo shoot, and I think this girl is something very special. She is, I can just feast my eyes on her for ages, just absolute ages. She is gorgeous. That hair, oh gosh, I like her zhuzhed up her hair so many, just to feel her hair. She's so blessed with her hair. But for someone, I'm looking for someone similar, and I'm praying my way through that to work with on the London photo shoot. Someone who's going to not be territorial about the stuff, but actually is going to see the vision, the greater vision, which is actually that we're doing this to feed the poor and to free kids from the sex slave and to fight crime and to fight poverty. So that's who we're going to be working with in London. This is Vladimir Joseph, who is, some of you might know, is married to the beautiful Elissa, who actually works on the DannyJohnson.com team. Very, very special man, very humble man, awesome person. This is a grandmother, by the way. You just wouldn't say. I mean, she gets up and dresses up, and we're showcasing how some personalities dress. You would never say she's a grandmother. Look at that. This is untouched. This is unedited. This is Elissa and Vladimir. We're doing a special feature on relationships and how they got together, and actually a message of purity to send to the fashion world. This girl, Serena, you can't really see her gorgeous apricot kind of tulle skirt here, but she is just an absolute natural. I believe that this girl was born to model something. She just is a feast for my eyes as well. Every time I see her, she's got something very special about her. This girl here, Olivia Marcosi, I mean, we spent some time in the last few workshops as well talking about how beauty has a purpose, and how what that looks like in the world. And so women and men who have been blessed with external beauty, I believe it's so that they can stand up in a world that is so self-serving these days, so sex goes and anything goes, and it's just all for one. I believe that beauty has a purpose, that you have. We're doing a feature on virginity, we're doing a feature on virgin warriors, we're doing a feature on purity, and what that looks like. And we've got gorgeous men and women, young, middle and old, just getting up, dressing up, and actually putting their hands up and saying, I'm a virgin. I know a 60-year-old virgin who's still holding out for her husband, and she's awesome. I love her to bits. She's amazing. She's beautiful. And this young girl here, she's taking a stand with her fiance. They're going to be pure until the day that they're married. And so we're showcasing a whole feature in the storybook about how beauty has a purpose. And we want to call out the men and the women in the world who actually have been teased and have been ragged and have been, you know, really kind of overlooked for being virgins and having high standards, and actually have been told, stop having such high standards, or stop being such a prude. No, these people have got something. Gosh, if I knew then what they know now, my life would be very different. So it's a gift. So we're doing a very special feature on that. Excuse me. There is something about Mary, as my friend Heather says, gorgeous Mary, who's been involved with us from the get-go. We actually got to know each other through fashion. We got to know each other through wardrobe. And this girl, if you don't know, if you've not yet connected with Mary Howard, you've got to get online and just connect with her. She's going through a very, very, very inspiring personal journey right now, of body, wardrobe, just everything. Here is Melissa Sachs again. That's where she started, and look where she is now. I'm so blown away that this is a woman who just followed directions, took notes, was diligent, was persistent, was committed. She now has her own fashion beauty called Simply Captivating by LuLaRoe on Facebook. Go and check her out. And here she is. Look at the two women on the left and on the right. Same woman, but now you've got a woman who is just dressing her personality, is getting up and dressing up, and now believes that she has found the calling to her life, and it's to help other women to get up and dress up and to feel beautiful and to put their best foot forward. And she is doing an absolutely fantastic job. Thank you, by the way, to Xtina and to Melissa for having these photos done at Melissa's house very recently. I really appreciate that, because Melissa wasn't able to be at our photo shoot. Thank you for taking the time to do that. My gorgeous friend Magda, there she is on the left, where just a good example of, this is a kind of before and after photo, a very pretty girl, a very just easy on the eyes all round, but was always just feeling like she just wanted to pep up a little bit, to dress up a little bit, couldn't quite fit. It just shows here that sometimes small little changes can make you go from kind of wham to glam, you know, and just make you feel more zhuzh. She just feels more confident. She is more outspoken. This is a beautiful Polish girl who lives in London, who has a strong, beautiful heart. She's a very, very strong character, but she's a trustee on the board of, I think it's called Medina Danca, which is a charity in Brazil that actually builds homes for children who are saved from the sex industry. So that's Magda. And then here, look at this guy. This is a dad. This is a husband. This is Charles. This is a friend of ours who was actually quite nervous for the photo shoot. Look at the guy. Like, this is like untouched photo. So relaxed. Just like the guy looks like he's a professional model. Amazing. Jill Kearns, my gosh, this girl, I could just look at her all day. Her hair, she's blessed with the hair. She's blessed with beauty inside and out. I really had a lot of fun spending time with her. And Jill, we're going to do more of this, my friend, because I loved spending some time with you. Micah Johnson, gosh, there's something about this kid. I could just, his face and his hair, the man is blessed. He's got like the Johnson DNA with hair, but his face is something so unique. First time I met him about 4 years ago, maybe 3.5 years ago, I just really felt there was something special about this kid, you know. There's something that really moved me about him, and I hope to spend more time with him one day, because he is such an honorable young man. He is, he actually role models an awesome son, what an awesome son looks like. And so on our photo shoot, he was so honoring, so helpful, so absolutely supportive and encouraging. Just blew my mind. The kid is what, 16 or 17? Amazing. Here we're wrapping up with the XMH beauty team. I was totally blown away. My friend Chrissy Toledo, who is a professional makeup artist in Germany, was not able to make the shoot in Texas, and so I called Xtina Harmsworth, who is the founder and lead educator of XMH Beauty. Go and check them out, please, on Facebook. And I said to her, look, this is what we're doing, and would you like to be involved? I don't know her very well, and boy, am I glad that she that I called her, because this is a consummate professional. I have, so what I do know about her now, having worked with her on one project, is that we share a common work ethic, that this girl has the highest standards of professionalism, that she's utterly reliable, utterly dependable, and she actually put together a team of people, some of them I had not even met before, 1, 2, 3 of those people I'd never met before, to come and just rally around our LindaPaige photo shoot in Austin, Texas, right after she was wrapping up her own beauty class, and right before our Creating a Dynasty. The girl went all out. Xtina, I don't know if you're online. You are, okay, you are. I cannot tell you just how, and we weren't in the room much because I was outside with on the shoot and you were inside doing beauty, but I want to just tell you once again, thank you for being a consummate professional, because I watched what you were doing for a little, and I knew that I could walk out of there and leave it to you, and I could go with Hannah and do the shoots on location, and you were just amazing. You blew my mind, and you actually treated me like a friend that you'd known for many, many years, and I appreciate that, and I think we're going to get to know each other really well. Xtina brought onto the team, so there's her very good looking husband Brad and her mom Mary, and then that gorgeous little blonde in front is Danielle. Thank you, Danielle. Don't know if you're online, but thank you so much for just also pitching in and just bringing your beautiful, smiling, hard work. Michelle Gatt, gosh, I could also look at you. Look at that hair, just beautiful. It all just works. And then Brandy. Gosh, Brandy is a woman that I met that same night, the night before our photo shoot, and I've just never met anyone quite like her. She's bubbly and vivacious and strong and loving and serving, and is the only one who persuaded me to eventually, at the age of 44, start with a skincare routine, which I've just started doing. So Brandy, it's working. Thank you so much. So that's who it is. So I just want to end off here, folks. If you still don't know about the Total Beauty Challenge, and I'm sure that you do by now, please head over to XMH Beauty on Facebook or xmhbeauty.com. There is a Total Beauty Challenge that Xtina has got on the go that she very smartly put together, I think about 50-something days ago. And she very kindly approached me to see if I would be interested in getting involved. I only work 2 days a week. I'm a full-time homeschooling mom, so I couldn't actively get involved, but I did say to her I'd be very honored and happy to come alongside her and contribute a gift. And so what she's done she's created a 90-day challenge where you can win to the tune of $3,000 of prizes with the following people. You've got Melissa, the founder and director of Simply Captivating, who's going to donate, I think it's $500 worth of clothing to the winner. You've got Carmen, that gorgeous, beautiful brunette there in the middle, who is from Real Weight Loss Formula. Carmen lost 161 pounds in, I think, just under a year. The girl has got results that have been so explosive that inspired me to take action recently. XMH, obviously, Xtina is going to fly to the winner's home, wherever that might be in the world, and personally doll up that girl for New Year's Eve. And then I'm contributing a 2-hour image consultation, which takes you from zero to wherever you want to go. That includes a wardrobe culling, that includes your personal style profile, and includes some one-on-one time over a 2-hour period, just to make sure that you get your very, very personal style going. But go and check it out. It's hashtag Total Beauty Challenge, and go to XMH Beauty for all the guidelines. We've got some amazing LindaPaige people who are involved in that challenge, and I'm rooting for a couple of people to win, maybe a special person to win, and I'm watching the posts from time to time, and I'm just really, really keen and eager to see who wins that blessing. Folks, finally, don't forget our final event of the year, 11 December, is a 10 Steps to Style Success, a wrap-up for the year. We're going to make 2017 the catwalk year of your life. We're going to break things down slowly. We're going to be doing shorter workshops. We're going to be doing far less for you and for me, far less talking, far less listening. So we're going to chunk it down. We're going to do the 33 capsule items one by one, because you might have missed the Rocktober session. We're going to make it simple. We're going to take it step by step. So until then, don't forget that if real estate is all location, then fashion and wardrobe and style is edify. Wardrobe, fashion, style, it is an absolute relationship builder. So get up, dress up, and let's live up to the calling on our lives together. Thank you so much. I will stay on for 60 seconds. If you want to ask any questions, do let me know. I'm going to watch your comments as they come in now. Francine, also good to see you online here. Veronique, you're just so supportive, my friend. Thank you for always being a massive part of this journey with us. You've been amazing. Your results have blown me away. Sarah, thanks also for being online with us. Thank you, Peggy Miller, my beautiful friend, always so vivacious and vibrant and absolutely edifying wherever you go. I'll watch you when I see you at events, and you're just an incredible connector of people. Twana, thank you so much for being online. Andrea, love you as well. Thank you for your support. Folks, if you've got any comments or any questions that you want to tackle one-on-one, then Linda@LindaPaige.com. Good night.